So hi, good evening. I hope that your week has been amazing, that you've conquered things, that you got good news this week, that you accomplished a lot, all that jazz. That's my goal every week. Every week I set some goals and I always intend to smash, not 100% of them. The perfection's never the goal. Hi, what's going on, Mr. Chandler? But progress is always a goal. Progress and peace is always a goal for me. So this Mother's Day for me is very different. I already wasn't a big fan of Mother's Day for my own reasons. Hi, Thurso! Because my motherhood journey has been one, to be honest, that to me still feels kind of sorrowful. So I was never a big fan of it. Of course, I would spend, some of those Mother's Days I would spend with my children. Sometimes, I'd be blessed to have the day alone, which was always kind of my preference. And I see a lot of mothers who get judged for that. The Mother's Day is for us. It's not for our children. It's for us. So it's whatever we want to celebrate us in our motherhood journey, or to take a moment, if not even to celebrate, but to just maybe remember to reflect. It's our day. So whatever we want, you don't get to call us weird or judge us for that. Hey, sis. How you doing, sis Maxine? Can't wait to get with you soon. So for me, it's always been kind of a hard day because, again, I there's lots of things I love about being a mother, and I'm grateful for, of course, and I love my children wholeheartedly, and I've always taken the responsibility that I chose to accept, and the calling of being their mother very seriously, and I've always given my all to it, and by taking care of myself first to make sure that I can give them my best. But it hasn't been a, rainbows and sunshine and happy one for me. And that's always been hard, seeing other women and, best friends. And I love to see them being loved, but seeing them be celebrated as a mother by the fathers of their children. I've never had that pleasure, that honor. I've never had the blessing of being able to experience what I think is the fullness of what Mother's Day is about, I think. Being able to celebrate it as a whole. So it's always been kind of hard for me. Obviously, I didn't have these children myself, but due to unfortunate circumstances, and I take responsibility, half of that responsibility for me being a single mother. I wish that I made the decisions being the woman that I am today versus being the woman that I was then, but I did the best that I could with what I knew and from my experiences. And some of those experiences, some of those choices, a lot of them were made out of the experiences of pain and of trauma and of abuse. So I did the best I could. But in turn, it left me, a twice divorced single mother of 4, never being celebrated for giving immortality to men who, honestly just didn't deserve it. I shouldn't have put myself in those positions. So it's been hard. My door's locked for a reason, dear. Go back downstairs and clean. Thank you, honey. I got out of that one. So fast forward 2 years later, me going through a lot of intensive therapy, learning about the law of attraction as well, practicing new rituals and practicing new traditions in my life, putting myself first, throwing off the mom guilt, and really learning how to honor myself more, be more present for myself, be more gentle with myself. Like I said, I cannot stress therapy enough. Therapy, support groups, things like that. Cleaning house. I think I'm living like my third life. A lot of people are afraid to start over. Shoot, this is probably my third, maybe fourth life. I've started over, and starting over in a really radical way, and getting rid of like everything and everyone that represented pain, trauma, abuse, all of that stuff. I had to wipe my entire life clean. So, but that doesn't mean that I still didn't have to suffer some of the consequences. Some self-inflicted, and some I just didn't have any control over, that I was just a victim of. And we all have our crosses to bear, and unfortunately bad things do happen to good people. A lot of bad things did happen to me. I just don't look like it. I don't look like any of it, and I'm grateful for that. So fast forward to the life that I'm living today, and me being able to be in a relationship that is healthy, that's beautiful. Crazy thing is, I was married twice, and this is the most beautiful, the healthiest, the best union I've ever been in, with or without the marriage license. Like being with someone that I know, like this is my one, this is my person, and being incredibly happy, and us being able to create this beautiful family together, and me becoming pregnant this year. Although circumstances were not ideal, we both decided, to accept it and begin to prepare for this child. And I, he wasn't, of course, I've got 4 kids, he's got 2, so I'm not gonna say he was thrilled or even super happy about it, but because he loved me, he was like, all right, this is what we're doing. And it's something that we did talk about, for maybe a couple years down the road. Definitely did not expect it to be now. And for those who would ask or even try to judge, I don't owe anybody an explanation, but I was on birth control. This was like, wow. And maybe that contributed to the reason why it just didn't last. But unfortunately, this is a pain I've never experienced before. I don't wish on my worst enemy. Maybe Trump. I think I might wish this pain on Trump, or a racist, maybe. Or like somebody like Bin Laden, perhaps. So maybe a couple of exceptions, I'm gonna keep it real. But I wouldn't wish this pain on most human beings, because, feeling your baby and feeling this life inside of you growing and being a part of you, and knowing that you are now 2, and also finally being able to bring a life in this world in a way that I think every mother who wants to be a mother deserves to. And I never had that opportunity. I never had the opportunity to bring a child into this world with a man that I love in a way that's pure, that's wholesome, that's healthy, that's safe, that's fully supported. My pregnancies were not supported by the fathers. I'm grateful for the support and the love that I had around me, both male and female, and lots of other surrogate ways. I'm grateful for it. And actually with my son, that pregnancy was pretty much alone. Even when I gave birth to my son, I was totally alone. It was just me and him. Like the doctor hadn't even made it because he was early. It was just me and him. I birthed him. I caught him, everything on my own. It's kind of an incredible story, but still, also, it's also a painful one. So being this close and being able to say and experience what a lot of my friends have been blessed to experience and I just never had, and then having that ripped from me, and feeling like my body failed me, and never even having a chance to, feel that baby moving and playing inside my body, never even being able to give birth to this child and hold it, not even for a minute. I don't know if it would have made it any better if I was able to give birth to him or her, and then it passed a day or two later. I don't know. But there's this deep disappointment and pain and grief that I'm still working through, because all the success in the world, to me, it has its place. I love and I'm grateful for the external successes that I've received, and I know that I'll continue to receive. Being able to create a life for myself and fully support myself and my children as a single mother of 4, as an entrepreneur, that to me it's an amazing feat. Being able to accept a job as a flight attendant, not because I need the money, but because I want it. Being able to do more things because I want to do it and not because I have to. I'm incredibly grateful for that. Being able to be with someone that I wanted to be with, who can understand me as an artistic person, who is, very accomplished in his own right as an entrepreneur and as a musician. All of these things, and some of the things I've been able to do, awesome. But for those of you that know me, I am a true Cancer woman. I'm a true domestic goddess, and my number one priority and what is always the most important to me is my home and my family life and my children. That is always number one. So I felt like, wow, this is finally becoming totally complete. And I felt like, man, I'm like at 100% and beyond now. So, to have that just for a minute, and then, to be in the ultrasound room with David, and the room is totally quiet, and he's like puzzled, and he's looking at the screen, and I never even got to see whatever it was he saw, and the technician not even letting me see. It's very hard. And my heart goes out to all women who have had to experience the loss of their baby, no matter what stage of life it was in. I can't begin to tell you the pain, the constant pain that I'm still in. So when you see me out and I'm having fun and I'm laughing and stuff, I'm literally metaphysically lifting weights, because I'm living with this pain and also still trying to live and move forward. And it hurts so much. I know that tomorrow David is expecting me to break down, because I was expecting this Mother's Day, I was piling on the weight, guys. It's kind of funny, I can laugh about it now. But I was expecting this Mother's Day for me to be even bigger and rounder, and for this to be my first Mother's Day, being able to experience it in a different way, celebrating a life that was created in love and not trauma bonding and not chaos. And I guess I still can, but it's not here anymore. And it's totally indescribable. I cannot tell you exactly this different brand of pain and grief that I'm gonna have to live with. And at my age, I also know that trying again, it may not be successful. And I don't know why things like this happen to people who I think are good people. I think I'm a good person. And why something like this would happen. Of course, I'm never gonna have a reason. I don't really have more words for this. I really hate that now I can relate to so many women who grieve the loss of their unborn babies, the loss of their babies, or the loss of their children at different ages. I really hate that I can relate to this. This is not a club that you want to be in. And if you see someone who's grieving, even after a year, 2, 3, or 5, try to be patient with them, because it's a pain that you'll never understand unless you have experienced it. And you don't get to tell a person to move on or how to move on. Try to imagine the person that you love so much in this world and losing that person. I love this baby so much, and I was so grateful. I was so grateful that it was here. And I was so grateful for everything that it represented. And I was so grateful for a different bond that I saw it being able to create between our children, and even between us. And so this Mother's Day, it's even more bittersweet. And again, I'm grateful for the experiences, for all the good parts of the experiences that I've had in motherhood so far. And I'm trying to bring myself back around to this place to where I'm grateful for this life that was here, literally just for a really, really brief moment. Because we did that. I decided that tomorrow I'm just gonna, this is all that I have to hold, and I can't explain to you like the frustration and the disappointment and the pain of knowing that you had this baby that you'll never get to meet and never get to hold, and all I can do is, I'm grateful for receiving this candle. It was really precious, and other things that were sent to me, and the company, I think it's called Agape. There's a jewelry company, Agape, that's actually designing some custom waist beads for me now, with a charm on it to represent my baby, and that charm will be right over my womb. But this is all I get to hold, is this candle. This is it. This is all I get to ever hold of this baby. And we don't know if there's actually an afterlife. You know, it's nice and comforting to say that, you know, we'll see our babies and our loved ones again in heaven. We have no idea. I'd like to believe that. I hope it's true. I hope that I'll be able to meet this baby in this life. When this one is over, I hope. But for now, all I can do is light a candle with the baby's name on it and a beautiful inscription, and take a moment to myself and hope that it brings some sort of comfort, and then go on the rest of the day with my children and celebrate what I do have, and that's it. So to all the moms, however you decide to celebrate or not celebrate, or take a moment, reflect. If you guys have mothers in your life, I hope that you're able to reach out to them. Up until maybe this year on Mother's Day, it's just me and my children. I might get a text message, that's it, from one father. I might get a text message. This is never the way that I actually imagined my love story and life and family story to go, and it's cool that I get to recreate some of it, but there's a certain pain that is present, and I guess maybe it always will be present for me, especially with this new wound. I feel like it's a wound on my soul. So I guess I just want you to know that for Mother's Day, it's not always a super joyous occasion for everyone, and there's some of us that struggle with you know, these holidays, and just try our best to find things to reflect on in a positive way and get through it. And if, you know, that is you for whatever reason, I understand. And again, love on all the mothers you have around you, because you have no idea. Like, you just don't know exactly what they're carrying in their heart. And when you make the decision to be a mother, you're making a decision to change your community and your entire world. And that is something to celebrate. When you decide to bring a child into this world and you give it your all and do your best, that is something that should be celebrated. And you're actually producing something. You're bringing so much value into this world when you bring a child. You're bringing people who are going to bring their gifts, their talents, you know, that are going to bring more work to the workplace and everything else. So yeah, it's something to be celebrated. And if you have, you know, children with someone that you're not with, and if it's appropriate, if you can, I think that it really matters on Mother's Day and on Father's Day to still be able to say, you know what, thank you for this child. And thank you for doing it, especially if they're doing the work that you're not doing. I'm gonna leave that right there. I'm gonna leave that there. But just wanted to go on live. Definitely didn't necessarily want to do a sad live. I try not to do that. I try to bring moments of joy and talk about good things, but this is kind of what was on my heart, and I just wanted to share it with you guys first. Thank you, Eartha. I appreciate it. And hi, Kareem. Hi, Pete. Hi, Al. Maxine. Pomegranate. You guys have a beautiful Mother's Day, whatever you decide to do with it. And check on the mothers in your life that you love and respect. Check on them. It's not easy for all of us. And have a beautiful week. And the next time I go live, I promise I'll have more happy stuff to talk about. One positive thing, next week I'll be taking flight to have a really important meeting with another airline. More to come about that. When it is time, I have got some stories to tell about my flight attendant journey. It has been quite the journey. It's been all good. It's been all amazing, but it's been some ratchet breed that I can't wait to talk about. Oh my God. You guys have seen some things in the news about people receiving some very mean-spirited treatment I encourage you guys to look into that, and I'll have my own story to tell when it's time about that, when I'm all the way on the other side of it, and I'm speaking from my new mountaintop, which is coming, which is coming when it comes to that. All right, and I decided to actually make myself sit down and go over some music videos and stuff like that, and videos of me performing over the past year or two that I've been meaning to just kind of like share. So some of that is coming too, I promise. I'm still singing, I'm still acting a little bit. It's time for me to turn my hustle up a little bit more with that though, and provide some new of that content of that nature as well. So it's coming. The website is still the same, NicoleLawson.com. New websites are coming up. I have a shop site as well. It's been slightly dormant, but new products coming in there. Gently used stuff that we need to. It's a resale shop of stuff that I would normally sell on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, all that. It goes there, and then also a marketplace for other services that I've been providing throughout the years. So that shop covered by Coley. I'll drop the link to that. And then my kids' website finally needs to launch. They do have a YouTube, but they want a website, so I'm putting it together for them. They've got some endeavors that they want to do, so I'm so proud of my little entrepreneurs. So I'll drop some links to those things in the comments as well. And that is it. The video's getting a little long. Thank you for being here. If you are here in the Nicolyboo Nation, if you're a part of the email list, if you're a part of this group, then that means you support me, and I appreciate it. I do not take it lightly. Bye-bye. Hey, thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you want to stay connected, then click the link below to join my Facebook tribe. Until the next video, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.